Friends, just try to analyze and try to understand how many hours we spend with the screen. What is our screen time in a day? You will be shocked in your life. It is said, the statistics, the research say, a person who is from 18 years to 35 years, they spend on an average minimum 3 to 5 hours in a day in front of mobile screen. Welcome to everyone and Namaste. So we will be continuing our discussion on the topic, the 5 important qualities of a student. In the last session, we discussed about the first quality of a student, that is Kaak, cheshta, or the constant perseverance of a crow. So the second quality of a student is bako dhyanam, the crane's concentration. Baka is crane and dhyanam is concentration. So in the last session, I was discussing how whenever a crane catches the fish, it dhyana, it meditates, it concentrates so much, and then it hits the target and it never fails. So similarly, a student also should have that kind of focus or concentration. So in the Bhagavad Gita 2nd chapter 41st verse, so Krishna explains about this very interesting point about focus. He says, Vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kurunandana bahushakahi anantascha buddhayo avyavasayinam. So he says how one should have vyavasaya atmika buddhihi ekeha. Our body, mind, action, everything should be one pointed, one resolute focus. If there is no one focus, mind wants to do something else, by action we want to do something else, we like to do something else, no. If a student, he has to study, his only focus should be on studies. If he focuses on watching movie, playing, yes, watching movie, playing, everything you can do later. But when there is exam, when you have to study, we have to study. Our focus should not get defocused. So, focus means we need to hit the target. So many times people think hitting target means what? So there is a bull's eye. So there is a bull's eye, we need to focus and hit the bull's eye. So sometimes people shoot the arrow and then they go and mark the circle, the center point. Wherever they hit the arrow, they think that is actually the focus, that is the center of target, but that is not. So focus is very, very important, not only for a student, for everyone to achieve the success. So that's why I say distraction is not a force, distraction is a choice. So especially in students' life or even for elders, adults, actually we easily get distracted. Why? Because of a very, very interesting thing which all of us have. And what it is? The mobile phone, the smartphone. So these smartphones are spoiling us very smartly. It is taking out a lot of our valuable time. Friends, just try to analyze and try to understand how many hours we spend with the screen. What is our screen time in a day? You will be shocked in your life. It is said, the statistics, the research say, a person who is from 18 years to 35 years, they spend on an average minimum 3 to 5 hours in a day in front of mobile screen. Can you imagine? 3 to 4 hours in front of mobile. Do you think it is going to help us in any way? If you don't read WhatsApp messages, if you don't read Facebook, if you don't read Instagram or whatever, Twitter, whatever, what are you going to lose in your life? But it has become an addiction now. We are getting so addicted to these gadgets. I am not saying gadgets are wrong. It has its own positive usage. But if we are too attached to these distractions, friends, we are losing out our life. So that is why I always say we should have a clear purpose written in front of us in our home or wherever we stay. So what is my purpose, what I want to achieve? So whatever is helpful to achieve that success, then we can use gadgets for that purpose. The problem with us is we try to get some information which is very useful for us. By the time we get that information, by then we are distracted and we have spent already so many hours. So many students come to me for counseling. They generally say, sir, actually I take mobile and the night time I thought I'll just read this one message and sleep. So when I open the mobile phone and that one message I read whatever I wanted to read, after that mind says just go to YouTube and just check any important trending video is there. So then I just try to decide that one video I'll watch. The moment I realize that I'm spending so much of time, by then it is almost like 3 to 4 hours gone on the bed in the night time. So we need to be very, very careful. So yes, it has become actually the most important need in our life. Yes, we can keep a smartphone, but we should assign a particular time. We should assign a particular time, and only during that time we can read or hear or watch videos, whatever it is. If there is no control on mobile phones, friends, we are losing out our purpose, because so many hours just goes in that distraction. And it is not that by watching some videos or Facebook or something we are inspired to achieve our success. It is not like that. Lot of time gets wasted. So at least during the night time, from 9 in the night, morning 7 a.m. I will not touch my mobile. Put it on the flight mode. No internet, no phone at all. Do you think any problem happens? No problem. We think, oh, if I switch off my mobile, some emergency important call will come. If it is emergency, the person will come directly to you and talk to you. But our mind convinces that no, there is emergency, you should keep your mobile on, internet should be on, all this nonsense, but we don't have to hear that. That's why I say distraction is a choice, and unfortunately we are choosing, voluntarily we are choosing these distractions, and we are getting succumbed by this bad habit. So please, please, please be very careful about the choices what we are making. Let me tell you a beautiful story. So this is a research team in America, in USA. So they thought we have to do some research about children, about achievers and non-achievers. So they did a lot of brainstorming meetings, sessions, and finally they came up with a wonderful plan. So the plan is they would go to a classroom of second standard, class 2, where children are basically 6 to 8 years, 6, 7, 8 years in that age group. You know what they did? Very, very powerful experiment. So they made almost like 30, 40 students sit in a place. In front of them, they kept couple of 2 chocolates and 2 cakes. Like generally children like to have chocolates and cakes, and this is like every children's favorite. So they kept 2 chocolates and 2 cakes, and they made an announcement. Dear children, now next 1 hour, so they gave 1 hour or 2 hours. So next 1 or 2 hours, these 2 chocolates and 2 cakes will be in front of us. If you want, you can eat it. But there is one very, very special prize. For those who don't eat it, immediately next 1 hour, they will get 4 chocolates and 4 cakes. So option is yours. If you want, you can eat it, no problem. And they had put cameras everywhere to see the psychology of students. So 40 students, so many cameras, right in front of the students there are chocolates and cakes, which is the favorite ones, and now the doors are closed. They can play, they can do whatever, but next 1 hour, whether they will grab it or whether they will resist the temptation, it is left to children. So after 1 hour, after 2 hours, they found out among 40 students, 36 students, they grabbed it and they ate it and they finished it. Some students, as soon as the teachers, the research team went out, immediately they grabbed it. They said, who cares for the 4 chocolates, 4 cakes. I have got it, I will enjoy it. So within few minutes, some students ate it and finished it off. And some students, they waited for half an hour. They thought, I cannot control further, so they ate it. And some, about 4 students, they resisted completely. And after 2 hours, when the research team came inside, they appreciated these 4 children and they gave 4 cakes and 4 chocolates, and the students went off. But the research team did not tell the students, but they kept an eye on all the 40 students. So the entire research team, they followed their life, this 40 students' life for next 25 years. It was a very interesting research. After 25 years of following up, and these 4 students who could resist, they were the very, very successful people in their life. And they call it as grabbers and resistors. So those children who grabbed it in next few minutes or within that 1 hour, they were called, these children were named as, given a title called grabbers. And these 4 students who did not take it, accepted, they were resistors. So by this research, the research team came up with a conclusion saying that if a person wants success in their life, they should have that control of the senses, control of the mind. If we don't control, then what happens? We just keep grabbing things, and success doesn't come just like that, because to get success we need to undergo so many failures. So to withhold the pain of the failure, one person should have that much of wisdom and maturity. Otherwise, easily they will go for depression and they don't continue what they're supposed to continue. So this is a beautiful research about the children, resistors and grabbers, and by this we can learn that from childhood, those who have some control on their mind and senses, they can achieve a lot, even though they come across so many difficulties and obstacles in their life. That is the point here. Interesting story comes in the Mahabharata, which I keep telling about Dronacharya testing their students. So he keeps one bird on the top branch of the tree and he tells everyone that you should hit the eye of the bird. And everyone comes and takes the position, and Dronacharya, the Guru, asks, first aim, and they aim, and the Guru asks, what can you see? And the students say, I can see the bird. And Guru asks, what else you can see? I can see the tree, mango tree. What else? I can see mangoes. And Guru says, go, next, don't shoot, next person. Next person comes, Guru says, aim. He takes the aim. What do you see? Gurudev, I see the bird. What else? I see the branch, I see sky, I see clouds. Next, another student comes. So every student, they take aim and they say everything we see. Now it was time for Arjuna. So Arjuna comes, Dronacharya asks, Arjuna, take aim. Arjuna takes the aim. So now Dronacharya asks, Arjuna, what can you see? Arjuna says, Gurudev, I see the eye of the bird. What else can you see? Gurudev, I don't see anything. No, see properly. What else you can see? Gurudev, other than the eye of the bird, I don't see anything. Do you see the bird? No. Do you see the tree? No. Do you see the sky? No. Then what else you see? I see only the eye of the bird. Arjuna, shoot. Immediately, he shoots. This is the focus. So we need to come to this level of focus, then success becomes easy. So this kind of focus is what Subhashita is explaining, which is the second quality, that is bako dhyanam. So now all of us want resolute determination, all of us, we want to have that kind of focus, but we are not getting it. The question is why? Why we are not getting it? So then again the solution is there in the Gita, Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, 44th verse. So Krishna explains very beautifully about the solution for this lack of focus. So Krishna explains, Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya apahrita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhihi samadhau na vidiyate. So in the previous verse we discussed about vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kurunandana. We should get vyavasayatmika buddhi, and this vyavasayatmika buddhi is nothing but resolute focus, resolute one-pointed focus. Now Krishna is saying why you will not get that one-pointed focus or resolution, because bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya apahrita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhihi samadhau na vidiyate. So what exactly Krishna is saying here? So Krishna is saying bhoga aishwarya prasaktanam. Bhoga means the tendency to enjoy. A person who is always interested only to enjoy. I want to eat this, I want to see this, I want to hear this, I want to touch this. So like this we are just, in English we call it as sense gratification, or in Kannada or in Hindi, indriya trupti. Those who are just after this indriya trupti, sense gratification, in the mode of bhoga. Bhoga aishwarya. Aishwarya means I want this, not Aishwarya Rai. Aishwarya means wealth. I want wealth. So that's why in Kannada, in Tamil, generally we say 3 things we need to be very careful. Hennu, honnu, mannu. In Tamil also they say man, pen, pon. So these 3 things we need to be very, very careful. So bhoga aishwarya prasaktanam. Prasakta means asakta, asakti. Those who are always have lot of asakti, interest in these 2 things, bhoga and aishwarya. What happens to them? Taya apahrita chetasam. Apahrita comes from the word apaharan. Apaharan means kidnap. So now those who are focused on these 2 things, bhoga, enjoyment, just enjoyment, and aishwarya, just wealth, for them their chetasa means chetana, consciousness gets apaharan. Taya apahrita chetasam. Their consciousness gets kidnapped. What exactly is the meaning of kidnap? When do you call a person is kidnapped? So whenever a person has gone to his office or school or college, whatever, now he doesn't come back to home. That means somebody has kidnapped them. This is the logic, understanding. So here, why Krishna is saying our chetana, our consciousness is getting kidnapped, meaning our consciousness, wherever it goes, travels, it has to come back to its goal, its home. Now what is happening to our chetana? It is distracted. It has got a lot of asakti in bhoga and aishwarya. So bhoga, aishwarya, now I think you are able to understand, relate to this verse. Bhoga, aishwarya, prasakta, asaktanam, taya apahrita chetasam. So those who are attached to this bhoga and aishwarya, their consciousness gets stolen, kidnapped. Then what happens? Vyavasayatmika buddhihi samadhau na vidiyate. So for those who are always after enjoyment and just making money, for them they lose the focus. This vyavasayatmika buddhi or resolute determination will not come because their consciousness is kidnapped. That is the point here. So similarly, when our chetana or consciousness is kidnapped from our main thought, main goal, then it is understood that it is kidnapped. So this is about concentration, Crane's concentration. Now we will go to the third quality of a student. What is the first qualification of a student? Kaak cheshta, the crow's perseverance, crow's endeavor. And second is bako dhyanam, crane's concentration, the concentration and focus of a crane. Now the third qualification of a student is Shwan nindra. So what is Shwan nindra? Shwana in Sanskrit means dog. Nidra means sleep. So a student or a person who is interested in learning something, he should sleep like a dog. What does it mean? We should have a separate dog's place and go and sleep there? That is not the point here. Have you ever seen dog sleeping? Dog is just sleeping. Even if you drop a pin, small sound, immediately it wakes up. So here from dog sleep, what we can learn is the dog is very alert. So similarly, a student should be also very, very alert. Now, what happens? We eat nicely, heavily, and we enjoy, just a lot of enjoyment we do. As I discussed, bhoga, aishwarya. When we do a lot of enjoyment, overeating, over this, that, everything, then what happens? We get tired and we just want to sleep. And not just 6-7 hours, we sleep for 12 hours, 14 hours. I know some students, they sleep tonight and they have woken up 2 days later. This is completely unacceptable. So how many hours a normal adult can sleep? Do you know this? As per medical science also, it is said a normal adult, like for example from 16, 17 years to till 40, 45 years, this middle-aged person, an adult, should sleep between 6 to 7 hours. If he sleeps less than 6 hours, not good. If he sleeps more than 7 hours, is also not good. So 6 to 7 hours is good sleep. Yes, sometimes we have worked very hard physically, lot of strain is there. At that time, we can sleep little extra, but not more always. So on an average, every day 6 to 7 hours should be a good sleep. Otherwise, it is not good. So this is how a person should maintain. So this is how a person should know his capacity. Actually speaking, we should analyze ourselves. How many of you have ever analyzed your body-mind metabolism? Some people, they can be very active even if they sleep 4 to 5 hours. Some people need 6 to 7 hours. Some people sleep for 8 to 9 hours. Like generally it is said, those who are very small, young children, they sleep a lot, they should sleep a lot, so that by sleeping they get a lot of energy and strength. And old people also, they should sleep more. But this middle age is the age where we are contributors. So in the early part of our life, we are not contributors. In the later part of our life, we are not contributors. Actually speaking, in the first 10 years and the last 10 years of our life, we are just dependent completely on others. Because the child doesn't know how to eat, how to wash, nothing. So parents have to help them. And when we grow old, our body senses will not work, even sometimes mind may not work. So we need help, we are constantly dependent on others. So our first 10 years of our life and last part of our life, that is last 10 years of our life, we are actually non-contributors. We are dependents. So the middle part is the time where we can contribute something, because this world has given us birth, this world has taken care, our parents have given us birth, parents have taken care, the society where we live, the city, the state, the country, the world has given us space, food, everything, and it has taken care of us very nicely. What are we giving back to the world? So it is very important that all of us should think and plan that how I can contribute in a very positive way to this world. How can I be a contributor? So then this middle part of our life, we can utilize it completely to learn something and contribute to the world very nicely. So we will discuss further qualification of students in the next session. Thank you very much.